key members of the Harrigan criminal organization entered a larger, more perilous world as the conflict between the Harrigans and the Stevensons abruptly and violently ended in the season finale of Mobland. Once Conrad and Maeve were in prison, Harry DeSua pulled off his masterstroke, thus ending the fight with the Stevensons. On the way to the shocking climax, a number of important secrets about the Harrigans' inner circle were revealed, including who the rat was that had been providing Richie with intelligence for months. Harry, Kevin, Paul, Zoa, and Kiko were able to ambush the South London criminal lord and his soldiers at the same time because Harry took advantage of Richie's faith in the Harrigans' lawyer, Era Delaney. Meanwhile, Kevin, who had been refocused after having his longtime tormentor, jail officer Alan Rusby, exorcised, asserts his claim to the throne of the Harrigan criminal empire. Once Kevin learned that Eddie was really Conrad's son from a previous relationship with his wife Bella, he disowned Eddie and made him feel like Conrad's issue rather than his own. Season 1 of Mobland concluded with the resolution of many riddles and the end of the battle with the Stevensons, but there was still plenty of setup for a second season, the confirmation of which has not yet been announced. Season 1's actions unwittingly drew the Harrigans into a far broader criminal underworld than the one they shared with the Stevensons in London. Along with the new group of opponents whose wrath has been aroused, the members of the Harrigan criminal organization have a wealth of stories to delve into in their next stage of development. Episode 10 Recap. Episode 10 of Mobland reveals the truth about Eddie's paternity. He is Conrad's son. This fact is repeatedly revealed, causing frustration for some viewers. The episode features several key confrontations, including Harry confronting Era, who is revealed to be the rat betraying the Harrigans. Though this twist is deemed underwhelming by the author due to Era's limited screen time, Kevin, after killing Rusby, his rapist, confronts Conrad about his past actions and the damage done to the Harrigan family name, setting the stage for a power shift within the family. A major conflict resolution sees Richie and Ahara killed, ending the conflict with the Stevensons in a way the author finds unsatisfying due to the seemingly effortless victory for Harry. Alice, who framed Conrad and Maeve, is killed by Tadesil, eliminating a loose end, while Maeve remains delusional about Harry's supposed betrayal. The finale reveals Era as the rat in the Harrigan household, working for Richie. Her subsequent death alongside Richie at the hands of Harry, and Kevin wraps up that arc Jan stabs Harry, seemingly accidentally, during a heated argument stemming from the strain Harry's criminal life puts on their family, leaving his survival uncertain, but likely, due to his importance to the show. Kevin and Bella's storyline focuses on their shared trauma of sexual abuse, with Kevin avenging his past assault and Bella plotting revenge against her abusive father, Lord Pennock. Conrad and Maeve remain imprisoned, with Conrad seemingly celebrating their family's victory while Maeve plots revenge and manipulates their son, Eddie, to kill Harry and Serafina, Safina, and Kat. Safina's ambiguous actions suggest a potential alliance with Kat, a powerful figure outside London, potentially betraying the Harrigans for personal gain or to protect herself from Maeve. Tadesil, a potentially corrupt police officer, is left with the opportunity to manipulate the situation, potentially incriminating Conrad and Maeve further or offering them immunity in exchange for information. Jamie, absent from the finale, is predicted to become a key player in Season 2, potentially acting as an international connection for the Harrigans, creating conflict with Kat and influencing the power dynamics in the criminal underworld. Tom Hardy, is Harry dead? Compared to the massive action sequences that took up most of the middle of the last episode, the closing scene was far more personal. Jan vented her pent-up wrath, terror, and disgust at her and Gina's current risky lifestyle to Harry at the safe home where he had previously visited her. An unintentional kitchen knife stabbing to Harry's chest occurred when Jan, in her agitation, had a little Freudian slip. He is almost certainly not going to die from his wound, given Tom Hardy's cool and measured reaction to the stabbing and his prominence in the show. However, his destiny is technically undetermined. If Tom Hardy is unable or unwilling to return for a second season of Mobland, the cliffhanger is likely just a preventative setup. They can easily kill him off now, and Joan Froggatt, will have a problem to solve. Why did Conrad dance? The episode concludes with Conrad emerging from his prison cell with the other inmates surrounding him. Their adulation is overwhelming, and Conrad takes it all in. As has been demonstrated multiple times, his reputation is paramount to him. The criminal underworld in London surely looked up to him when he was known as Conrad 100 Guns Harrigan, the city's most notorious crime lord. Conrad is revered for his famed wickedness spanning decades, and he is now incarcerated among the others. It almost seems like Maeve made up the reason for her constant plotting on the fly, and it isn't very solid either. While discussing the illegal substances they brought into their prison cells, Maeve reveals that her actions, such as spurring a conflict by sicking Eddie on Tommy Stevenson, calling the police anonymously to put them on Harry's trail, and even giving Stevenson Richie's location, were all part of her personal test. Basically, Maeve wanted to find out who in the family was worth establishing a future with. In addition, the series finale finally explains to Safina and Maeve why Maeve loved Eddie so deeply. Even though Eddie was not her grandson, Maeve had her hooks in him when he was a preteen, so she knew all along. Above all else, she is deeply concerned about the future of the Harrigan Empire, and she has been preparing Eddie to be its heir. Once Eddie is in charge, Maeve plans to become queen of his country, allowing her to reign indirectly, something that would not have been feasible with an adult Safina at the helm. Kevin and Bella. Growing up in a criminal organization with Conrad and Maeve as parents certainly did not help Kevin Harrigan lead a happy life. He was already susceptible to his nasty father's whims before he was raped multiple times while a child in prison. Kevin endured years of deceit regarding the true identity of his assumed child and was married to a woman who secretly sought out his closest buddy. In the series finale, Kevin started to reclaim his rightful place in the Harrigan crime family and in his own life. It will be difficult for Kevin to become king while Conrad and Maeve are still alive. He has Harry's undying devotion and admiration, but if he wants to become the real ruler of the empire, he must win over every soldier in the Harrigan criminal organization. Furthermore, it is Kevin's responsibility to instill a sense of dread and respect in his adversaries and competitors. Even without Richie, Kevin must contend with more formidable opponents, such as Jamie Lopez and Cat Mallister. Kevin needs to prove himself worthy of managing the Harrigan criminal enterprise. His surname alone won't get him far. Finale viewers finally got some answers about Bella's father, the Home Secretary Frenchman Antoine, and his client, a sanctioned Syrian arms dealer. After months of vague hints, news reports in the background on Bella's phone and computer revealed that her father was taken into custody on suspicion of blackmail or unlawful lobbying. As an act of revenge for the childhood abuse she endured at his hands, Bella arranged to meet with an arms dealer to film his illicit operations and then catch him. Cat and the power play. In the season finale, Harry had a one-on-one meeting with Cat. It turned out that she reminded him of a favor he owed her from when he saved Serafina's life in Antwerp and set up the meeting between Conrad and Jamie. Regrettably, Cat used Harry's assistance to eliminate the remaining Harrigans and seize control of London's drug and gun trade. Since his best buddy Kevin was on Cat's hit list, Harry refused to help her out of unwavering allegiance to the Harrigans, especially Kevin. Cat Mallister is undeniably a major player in the criminal underworld, but her exact position and connections remain mysterious. The public believed she worked for the CIA, MI6, or another intelligence agency, but her desire to disrupt the London drug and gun trade suggests she's actually a powerful criminal lord. We already know it's a bad idea to owe her money, but now Harry has made himself an easy target. Intriguingly, Cat reached out to Safina Harrigan in the season finale. This would be her next move. Now that Harry has abandoned her, Cat might try to use Safina's position as leader of the Harrigan family instead of annihilating them all at once. Cat would be wise to have Safina as an ally, due to her intelligence, courage, and impeccable reputation as a businesswoman in London. Cat may use her to bring down the Harrigan Empire from the inside, exacting her vengeance on Harry.